Hola chicos. So it's been a little over a week now that I've been in Mexico. Last week was my first full week of classes and they're going pretty well. The system for studying and everything is a little bit different from what I'm used to, because here you have to read a whole lot, and in the United States we seem to get a lot more homework assignments and papers, and it seems like in most of the classes here there's two or three exams that count for your whole grade, so that might take a little bit of adjustment, but so far I've been keeping up with the readings so far. Next week, today's Monday, so next Tuesday I'll be starting my internship at the United States Commercial Service. So I'll be going in on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for about 4 or 5 hours each day. So I'll be quite the busybody with classes and internship, but I'm excited about it. After talking to the people who work at the office there, I think I'm going to be working on projects in the medical device industry, green industry, and maybe the tourism industry. Last summer I was in Peru doing a project on tourism, so I might be following some interest there. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous vlog, but while I'm here in Mexico, I'll be doing a research project through the Alter Research Scholars Program, and I'm hoping to do the project on microfinance at a national level in Mexico. So, and there's one of the interns at the office is actually doing graduate work at the ITAM, and he's been taking some coursework on rural financing. For those of you who don't know, microfinance is basically giving microloans to small businesses so that they get the capital they need at either zero interest rate or very low interest to start their small business. So for example, somebody might need a sewing machine for a tailoring business or to make clothes, so they would get a microloan to pay for that sewing machine, and then within a couple months they'd be able to pay it back. It's very common in developing countries, so I'm excited to learn more about that here if I get to do that project. If I don't do microfinance, I'll be doing my project on the tourism industry here. We'll see. I have to talk to my academic mentor about that. So, this past weekend I went to a place called Xochimilco, which is where there are these old or ancient Aztec canals that have been around for thousands of years, and now they have a little tourism thing going on where they have these decent sized boats, and you can go out for hours. I'm just going down the canals with friends. So I was there with Ilse and Miguel, who were exchange students at Temple from the ITAM 2 years ago. So it was nice getting to see them again, and hopefully I'll get to see them a lot more throughout this year. And on Friday after class I got to go to I don't remember the name, but there's a castle. It's an Aztec name. There's a castle here that was used by previous Mexican presidents and aristocracy here in Mexico, and it's at that castle there's the biggest park in Mexico City and all of Mexico actually. So it was nice to walk all around there. As you can see right now, it's getting a little bit cloudy. I'm not sure if you can see in the distance. It's probably going to rain here in another half hour or so. It seems like every day it rains here for about an hour between 5 and 6 p.m. So it's pretty consistent. So as far as classes, I am taking 2 finance classes, an ethics class, a marketing class, and a management operations class, or operations management class. The most interesting of those classes right now is ethics. It's called Ética, Sociedad y Empresa, and it's taught by a Mexican professor. He's probably around 85 or 90 years old. Not really, but he's really old. And it seems like the whole class he criticizes the United States. So it's hard to keep my mouth shut, but it's interesting to get that perspective. I'm the only American in that class, and actually I'm the only American in the exchange program at the ITAM this semester, which I find kind of interesting because we're so close to the United States, but I kind of get it because a lot of people are afraid because Mexico is perceived as very dangerous right now. Mexico City itself isn't too dangerous compared to the other parts of the country. As long as you stay within the city proper, you're fine. The dangerous parts are on the outskirts, but usually it's dangerous because of the narco trafficking going on within the country, but all the violence usually occurs between narco traffickers, not so much tourists at all. So during this year I probably will not be traveling to the north of Mexico at all, just because it is very dangerous right now. But next weekend, it's my 21st birthday, so I'll be going to Veracruz, which is on the Gulf side of Mexico, with a bunch of the exchange students here and some Mexicans from the ITAM. So I'll be going there for the weekend and going rafting, hopefully, and snorkeling. So I'm very excited about that. Hopefully I'll be able to record my blog, my third blog there. As far as my other classes, they're going pretty well. I think I'll be able to manage them. They say ITAM's a lot harder than most universities, and I think the reason for that is because the grade is so heavily weighted on the exams you take, but I think as long as I keep up with the readings, I should be fine. And the way the program works between Temple and here is the grade system is based out of 10, so I need to get a 7 in the classes to get them to transfer back to Temple. So, and it's pass-fail, so it won't be counting towards my GPA, which I think is a good thing, especially because they're all in Spanish. So in addition to learning the concepts of the classes, I'm also learning the Spanish vocabulary for all the business terms and economic terms. So when I first got here, I found that learning the Mexican slang was a little bit hard to understand at first and use, but I'm slowly learning, and I think it's a very interesting dialect. It's very different from Spain Spanish dialect. After high school I was there for a year, so that's the Spanish I learned originally, but I think throughout this year I'll be changing things up a bit with that. So for example, instead of saying ¿qué tal?, which is like what's up, they'll say ¿qué pedo?, or ¿qué onda?. In Spain, to say dude, they say tío. Here they say güey, so ¿qué pedo, güey?, what's up, dude? The word for beer in Spain, and here too, they call it cerveza or cerveza, but the colloquial word here is chela. So at first I had no idea what that was, but I learned quickly. And I don't know, there's a lot. It's a different dialect, but I'm catching on. What else? So that's all I have for right now. Like I said, I'll be recording my next blog in Veracruz, and I'm going to try to post some pictures of the things I mentioned in this blog, so check those out too. And hasta la próxima.